Hello, I'm going to talk to you about how easy it is for someone who's relatively solvent with some savings and everything could become homeless. My wife and I had a nice life in Colorado. She was a full-time nanny and I an IT guy, as well as a natural pet food rep for a large company. She experienced career loss when she was unable to continue attending to babies for fear of dropping them or lack of concentration from the severe pain she was in. Now, with her income gone, we were still able to do fairly well on my two jobs. In fact, it seemed just as she lost her career, both my jobs offered me more hours, and I was able to almost bridge the gap created by her income loss. Unfortunately, I experienced the recurrence of an injury from 21 years ago. I've kept at bay with exercise all this time, and I was put on temporary disability. This was like a year after she had experienced the job loss. So my injury was misdiagnosed, and I was ordered to exercise while I was on morphine, and that wasn't working. I wasn't getting better. I just couldn't tell. And then when I attempted to get off the morphine, my pain was actually, higher, much worse, and in more areas than when I started taking it. There was no improvement. Now, not able to return to work as anticipated, I was put on long-term disability. Now, the approval process for that took so long that I was unable to keep my home that I'd been renting, and I had to sell everything that I owned as much as I could, gave the rest away. And a few months prior to all of this happening, we had been puppy sitting. We do that kind of thing, train dogs for people and watch them for them. We even watch homeless people's dogs at times. Now we're homeless, so but we do things like that, kind of trying to be charitable. And a couple of people we were puppy sitting for just abandoned their dogs with us. Of course, we have been watching these dogs and we loved them, and we thought, no worries, I've got my jobs, we'll be fine. But we ended up with these two extra dogs as well because people abandoned them with us right before we became homeless. Ended up having to go to our in-laws in Southern California, thank God for them. And they don't like me much, so I can't really be in their house too much, but have the ability to use their yard for our dogs to run around and stuff. And while on disability, both of my jobs gave me a raise. Pretty excited about that. And then, for being an exemplary worker, and then they promptly both fired me because I can't be there working. So I've been living in my car for the past year and at least have my in-laws' yard for my dogs to run around in, so that's been great. And I was on morphine for much of the time, so I was unable to think at all. Now, finally, we're getting a place, and we're going to be starting a charity for those in need to get quality pet food for their pets. Because, we know people, their pets are part of the family. So, if they're on food stamps, they'll just go buy something, return it, and then get in-store credit to get the dog food. And then they're probably not even getting good stuff because it's at the grocery store. So, know this, it's easy to fall, okay? But if we stick together, the fall won't be as far. And thank God I was working for a company that had the disability program in the first place. And know this, you can make it. Know this, there are people that'll care about you, even if you hadn't remembered them. Think back. Maybe there's that landlord that you hadn't, you had 7 years ago, 10 years ago that, you had a good relationship with them. Call them. Maybe they'll know somebody, to get you what you need at the time. So I hope this helps. I mean, I know it's not a happy story, but understanding that, it's a cycle. This too shall pass. So thanks for watching.